Hello everyone, I might as well get started here. Let's just go ahead to the game. And this is my third time streaming this character, Kit Swan. So just as a little refresher, I've been doing the main story quest. I am up to the level 10 main story quest and I'm on my level 10 class quest. I just did the Hall of the Novice though, and I have a full set of level 15 gear. So I am going to be doing pretty good in these quests. One can hope anyways. So I'm just gonna leave the inn. Go back to the Limsa upper decks. And we're gonna head out to Central Lenosha, because to kill these guys for the class quest, which is going to be my priority, we have to go to, if you click on the map, we have to go to Western Lenosha. So we got to go through Middle Lenosha to get there. Now in Middle Lenosha, there is the main story quest, so we might as well do that while we're heading along that way. So I'm just going to head over to the Aetheryte here, the Ethernet, as they pronounce it. And I'm just going to go out to Middle Lenosha. And I am going to sprint just to get there a little bit faster. We're heading right to the Skylift here to pick up Sky High. I could have teleported to Summerford Farms, I forgot. I am attuned there with my free teleport, so that was my bad. But now at this point, there's no point in doing that. There's a fate here. Oh, I didn't explain about fates. Fates are active time events. So they basically, you have an objective. In this case, it's to kill a bunch of things. And you're supposed to do it with basically any player in the zone that decides to join in. So if I wanted to join in this fate, I would just start killing these Aurelias. And I should summon Carbuncle. And I would kill as many of them as I could. We've got 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in this fate. And because it's level 7 and I'm level 16, I have to level sync down so that I'm at the appropriate level for the fate. So now it takes me down to level 12. And then I can hit these things. So let's just see how we do. It looks like we do pretty good. And you can see the other fate mobs because they have this little purple icon beside them. So I'm just going to go over here and attack them. We'll just continue attacking them. And the reason you do fates is because you can get experience points and gil and a number of other things. Like when you get, once you've joined a free company, or a grand company rather, you can get company seals, that sort of thing. So sometimes it's nice to do the fates. Other times you just want to keep going where you're going and ignore them. But if you need the extra experience points and you have the time for it, you can stop and do the fate. I'm just gonna complete this one so you guys can see what happens when you complete it, because there are different scores you can get. And if I complete this fate all by myself, I'll definitely get gold, because I was the main contributor to it. In fact, I was the only contributor to it. But if I came in late, say, and somebody else was killing it, and I just killed like 1 or 2 of them, and I might get silver or bronze for my contributions. fate is over. So now there's no point in me attacking that enemy anymore. So I got 1120 experience points and 14 gil. So I would say at this level, I wouldn't stop to do fates very often. Just because you don't have a challenge log yet, so you can't get really good experience. And you don't have a Grand Company yet, so you can't get any Grand Company seals. So there's just very little point in trying to do the fates at this level. But that's okay. You can do them if you want to. They can be a little bit, just like if you're getting sick of the main story quest, it breaks it up a little bit. So let's sprint down to the bottom here. And go talk to this main story quest guy. As usual, we're gonna ignore the side quests. Bataran sent you out here, did he? Consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Oh boy. Apparently, one blast of fiery hell from the huge dragon, Bahamut, remember, was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to go through though, so this mess of wooden pulleys was our solution to the problem. One of them at least. Yes. Anyways, we don't really need any of these things now because we have the level 15 gear, so I'm gonna pick it up anyways, just in case I decide to level a retainer. Or actually, maybe I'll just take the gil. We'll just take the gil. And I hit level 17. Nice! Alright, and pick up the next quest. So he wants us to recover a cargo load abandoned by a terrified wagon driver and deliver it to an intended recipient. Alright. So, the guy ran away and left his cargo sitting out there. So what we want to do is we want to go and get the cargo, the 1,000,000 corn. And then we're going to be delivering it to Western Lenosha, which is where we're heading anyways to do the class quest. So this is perfect timing. So let's get going. We will be on our way. And I'm going to sprint again. I'll just bring up my map. So we're heading right there, and there's the entrance to Western Lenosha. And you can see here that we're going to be killing some jackals, but we don't need to kill those particular jackals. We just need to recover the 1,000,000 corn seedling, and it'll spawn some jackals that we're going to have to kill. Because it's got the purple around it, you see? It's going to spawn something. Let's interact with it. It spawned shore slugs. Oh, I see. The reason these guys are showing the quest marker is because of the other quest that I have. The level 10 quest for my class. So let's kill them. We have to kill 3 of them. So let's go kill this guy over here. Remember to dodge out of your orange markers on the ground so you don't get hit by extra stuff. And I think just one more, so we'll just go over here and grab one of these guys. It's nice to be a ranged attacker. One of the things I didn't mention in my last stream is the difference between moves that are on the global cooldown, which we call GCDs. So any move where, when I cast Ruin, for example, all of the skills go on a 2.5 6-second cooldown. And when I cast Energy Drain, it's a 60-second cooldown. So you see when you're looking at these, they have a different cooldown. What that means is these ones are off the global cooldown. So we call them OGCDs. So what you can do is you can weave, and I'll just show you using this WESP as an example. So this is on the global cooldown. So you see all the skills going down at the same time. That's the global cooldown. Now, if I'm going to cast one that's off the global cooldown, it's in between. So what you want to do is you want to take your instant casts that are on the global cooldown, like Aether Charge, for example, and you want to cast that, and then while the 2.5 seconds is going around, you can cast Energy Drain in between, and then you're ready to hit your next global cooldown skill. And that's called weaving. And if that's a little bit too much for you at this level, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just worry about trying to use all of your abilities to the best of your skill. But I'll show you what I mean. So I hit Aether Charge, and then I hit Fester right in between, and then I'm ready to hit Ruin when it comes back up. It's hard to weave things with Ruin because it's a little bit faster than the global cooldown, but it's not quite fast enough. So, and that skill, that Alright, so we've successfully killed the ones we need to kill. But first, before we go back to talk to Thurbigame, I probably mangled her name. I'm sorry. I apologize. Female Rogadin names are very difficult for me. Oh, let's talk to the Chocobo Keep so that we have access. Chocobo Porter. So if we want to come back out here, we can either do it by Chocobo Porter, or once I get the Saithorite, we can teleport. And because I know we're going to be doing some stuff out here, I'm just going to set this to my free destination. And now I'm going to go talk to Leof. Yes, they expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. However, disaster struck, and that's why we were sent. Here you go. You get your delivery safe and sound. Oh, joyous day, she says. Or he. It's a he. Alright. So they want to restore a modicum of hope to Swiftperch by growing a veritable ocean of corn. So they're asking us to stay and help the settlement. So I am going to take the bronze pieces yet again because this gear is pretty low level. We're going to ignore the side quest, and we're just going to pick up this nice fiery main story quest. So this fellow wants us to visit the Brewer's Beacon and investigate the reason behind the warning light. So the light on the Brewer's Beacon is a little bit weak. So it's not bright enough to guide the ship sailing in the bay, so we want to go investigate the lighthouse to see what's going on. He would go too, but he can't leave his post. So that's what he's asking us to do, and if we look on the map, the lighthouse is just over here. So there's a fate in the way, but that's okay, we should be able to get past it. But before we do that, I'm going to return to Limsalminsa, and we're going to get the next part of this quest, because we're a little bit behind on class quests. And we want to finish the level 10 quest, and then I can show you guys the gear sets. So I'm just going to go down to the Arcanist Guild, just down here. And we're going to pick up the next part of the quest from Thubigarum. Welcome back! How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Not bad. Pretty simple. Pretty easy, actually. Let us ride that wave of triumph into a more demanding and dangerous challenge. Okay, so we're gonna accompany Foreseer Kalaya on one of her inspections. So we'll be able to witness firsthand the practical applications of Arcania. Alright, so Kalaya is waiting for us down below. So we gotta go talk to her. When she says down below, what she means is, when you first come into the Arcanist Guild, there's actually a stairway to your right, and it's really easy to miss. So what we need to do is we need to go down the stairway, and Kalaya is at the bottom of this winding staircase. So yeah, that can be a little bit tricky to figure out if it's your first time, because you don't know where you're supposed to be looking. It looks like Kalaya should be in the guild. Where is she? She's downstairs. Alright. So this, she's been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan. And they're suspecting the beastmen of dealing in forbidden goods. So she's suspecting that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. So therefore, there's a strategy prepared. Alright. You are ordered to execute Combat Pattern 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focus 5. We concentrate our attacks on a single foe, and one by one the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory 95%. Okay, so the peddlers are in the vicinity of the cookpot. I don't know if you guys remember, but that's where we were gathering the buffalo dung back last week. Anyways, she's heading out, and we are to seek her out at that location. So you can see, if you just click on the blue text, it'll take you to the map, and you can see where she is. She's right there. Perhaps I should have left that as my free teleport. Oh well, that's fine. We're gonna be cheap, and we're gonna run there. Because I do not have a lot of gil on this character, and I eventually want to be able to afford some glamour gear once we get access to glamour. So we're gonna just go out to Middle Lenosha, and we're gonna sprint out there. Look at my map to make sure where I'm going. Yep, we just go across here, across the next bridge, and just outside of the cookpot is where she is. And there's a fate there at the cookpot, and it's probably a big buffalo, because you see this face in the middle? When it has this scary little face in the middle, that means that the fate is actually a boss. When it has this icon where it's got like some combat tools, that means the fate is just killing a whole bunch of little mobs. And mobs are the enemies that you attack. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna ignore these fates, and we're gonna go straight to Kalaya. Yes, I'm technically in the vicinity of the fate, so it's going to say that I joined it. Let me get this exciting music. But I am going to ignore it, and I am going to go to Kalaya. And you see she's surrounded by the yellow glow? That means we have an instance battle coming up. So let's go ahead and start it up. I'm going to get synced down to level 14. That means my gear also syncs down with me, so it becomes appropriately statted for the battle. So they are to cease all transactions and surrender the goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky peekers. Goblins spit uplander nosy eyes on stabby iron. Okay. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Kit. Remember what we discussed. Okay. Now we fight the goblins. And we're going to be fighting them one at a time. So we're just going to focus our fire on this guy for now. And he's down. And now let's focus our fire on this guy for now. And he's about to be down. And now we focus on this guy. And then there's some more goblins coming up. But, oh jeez, this guy's almost dead. Okay, he's dead. Now we can focus on these guys. Kalaya will be fine. Don't worry about her. Okay, kill the traitor. He's trying to cast Bomb Toss on me. I'm just gonna move. And again, if you get to the end of your cast and move at that point, then you will slide cast. And you can see the timer of Bomb Toss on the top of the Goblin Select bar there, like the target bar, sorry. So you can tell how long it's going to take for the Goblin to cast the Bomb Toss. And get an idea of how to time when you need to move out of the ability. So Klaya disappeared and she left us to it, but that's fine because we've only got one more guy to go, and he's pretty simple, so we'll just finish him right off. Duty complete. And now we talk to Klaya again. Nicely done. Adaption, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. Ah, there we go. High praise. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. So, yeah, you need to understand your strengths and weaknesses before you formulate a tactic. So in this case, she's asking us if we consider it more effective to play our strengths up or shore up our weaknesses. So you can choose whatever you wish. Do you want to enhance your strengths or do you want to cover your weaknesses? And I'm going to say enhance my strengths. And apparently, oh, again you respond as the guildmaster once did. Must revise the probability for your potential to greatness to 97%. You're one to keep an eye on. Thank you. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must also include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. Alright, fair enough. That covers everything for today. Return to the guild, make your report to Mistress Thurbergian. Until next we meet. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. So she's done with us, and now we head back to the guild. So I'm just gonna run back because my return is not up, and Limslimin says not that far away. So we're just gonna run all the way back instead of teleporting because I'm cheap. So very cheap. Oh, the fate ended, so it failed because nobody attacked that boss. Like I said, at the low levels, the fates are not really worth doing until you get your challenge log. And if you're just a starting out player, you won't get it until you have finished your main story quests and left Limsiliminsa to go to the other cities. And then when you come back to Limsiliminsa, those quests will be there. And then we can unlock the challenge log, and then we'll have access to a few more things that will help us to gain experience more effectively. So back to Limsiliminsa, we're just about there. I'll sprint later because we're going to be inside the city shortly. And here we are. Good old Limsiliminsa. Alright. So now I'll sprint. We get to the main aetheryte and use the Ethernet to get to the Arcanist Guild again. And then we'll pick up our next Arcanist quest. You just have to click on the Arcanist Guild twice if you're using the text on the side. If you're using the map, you only have to click on the little icon once. Alright, Klaya contacted me with a summary of events, she says. Seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily only taught to intermediate practitioners. Oh ho ho, so we're doing pretty good. Soon you will be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. Considering the dedication you've shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you to explore the teachings offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcania. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well to master the path you eventually choose to walk. So, we've just unlocked the ability to basically unlock other jobs. So in Final Fantasy XIV, rather than being stuck like as whatever job you choose to play at the beginning, once you reach level 10, you can start to unlock as many jobs as are available at the lower levels. So in this case, we can unlock any of the jobs in the city. So now I have some options I need to pick. And the best thing that I can pick is a headpiece, because I don't have a headpiece. Because that quest line didn't give me one, so I'm just going to take that headpiece. Now, because I have access to the other jobs, I have access to gear sets. So gear sets are basically just if I want to put on a set of gear all at once. It'll equip the entire set without me needing to put each piece back on one at a time. So if you click on gear sets and you click on plus, look, now I have a gear set for Arcanist. Perfect. So the other thing I can do with gear sets is I can just take them and drag them over to my hotbar. So now if I want to become an Arcanist, I can just click on this gear set and it'll equip my entire set. And I could have a completely separate set for, like, say if I decided to unlock Rogue. Then I would have a completely different set of gear. Well, I could click on Rogue and it would equip all my Rogue gear. So that's basically how gear sets work. They just equip a whole set of gear all at once. Now I remember showing you that recommended gear button, which equips pieces of recommended gear, like so. But if you wanted to equip those pieces individually, you just go into your armory chest and all of your gear is located here. So let's say I wanted to equip the friendship circlet instead of the hempen hat. I would just right click and equip. And it's equipped. And then I can save my gear set by clicking on this update gear set button. However, I'm not going to equip the friendship circlet. I'm going to equip the amateur hempen's coif. So and then I would just update the gear set like I did, and now the gear set is updated. So the next time you equip it, it has this gear on it because this is grayed out. So this is the gear in the gear set. And I still have my headpiece turned off, so that's why you don't see the coif. Thank goodness, because that is what it looks like. So attractive. So we'll just hide the headpiece for now. And it also saves whether or not you hide the headpiece in the gear set too. So that's... You can also hide your main weapon if you want to, but right now I have it showing. You can see the book at my hip. But if you want to, you can hide the main weapon when they're sheathed. And then you'll only see them if you draw them. But I'm going to leave it visible. Alright. And in all that talking, I forgot to pick up the next quest from the guild, so we're just going to go back in here and grab the next quest. Because we are above level 15, so we can take the level 15 quest. So first of all, I'm going to learn how to summon Topaz, which is going to be real handy, because then I'll actually have two things to summon after I do my, my little charge move, Aether Charge. So, are you sleeping properly? Apparently I seem tired. Make your way down to the practice floor. There's a requirement for your participation, the Foreseer will explain. So, once again, we go down this staircase that I showed you earlier to talk to Kalaya. Down the windy staircase with Carbuncle following us. And over here, and over to Kalaya. Alright, thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limslimans' ports are subject to inspection, and she performs this routine daily. In the case of smugglers, there's a 75% probability of encountering resistance, so she's asking for our company. So now we must discuss the requirements. So what she wants is she wants to teach us to summon Topaz Carbuncle. So we are already summoning Ruby Carbuncle, so this is going to be Topaz Carbuncle. Yes, I accept the duty. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest of enemies will falter before you. Excellent. Return to Mistress Thurbigern and inform her of your participation. Okay, so that was all for that quest. We just literally had to come down and talk to Kalaya, and then we go back up and talk to the guild leader. And then we get our Topaz Carbuncle. So there's going to be another quest where we actually have to do some fighting. Don't worry. And it'll come up right after we turn this one in. Alright, I shall instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. Complete. Raise my book in the air and I learned to summon Topaz. Okay, so I have summoned Topaz on the bar, but that's not where I want him. I want to put him up by the other summon so that they're in the same place. Now, because you remember when I summoned Ruby Carbuncle, this gem shine turns into Ruby Ruin, and it's a long cast move. Now when I summon Topaz Carbuncle, this is going to turn into Topaz Ruin. And Topaz Ruin is an instant cast move, and I get 4 charges of it. So you'll see when I'm in battle, I'll be able to use that to great effect to have more instant casts. So it really makes things handy because it's on the global cooldown, so that global cooldown will be a bunch of instant casts, and I can get off casts of Energy Drain and Fester in between them, if those things are up. So that's perfect for me. So let's take her next quest. She's awaiting the arrival of the inspection party members. And here we are. So this is the party we're going with. So these two are going to assist. And apparently they've escorted Kalaya during a lot of dangerous duties. Well met, Kit. My spells are at your disposal. So this guy is our healer. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble. As long as we follow the Four Seers tactics, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Aleport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost certainly that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. So we're going to be fighting some thugs before we even get on the ship. Okay, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For such a small party as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to kill enemies one at a time. So that's what she suggests. Okay, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation to the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Kit. Alright, I shall. Okay, so now we're ready to go. Now, we could go directly to Aleport from here, because there is a ferry down at the ferry docks that will take us directly to Aleport. How... Yeah, let's do that. Or rather, I can go for free to the Aetheryte. So the Aetheryte of Swift Perch is free for me. I'm unattuned to the Aleport Aetheryte. So I could go to Swift Perch and I could run to Aleport. Or I could take the ferry, and you can see here that the ferry takes me directly to Aleport. It costs, I believe, 15 gil. So let's actually go ahead and do that. Then this won't take as long. Okay, passage to Aleport. 40 gil. here we are in Western Lenosha. So I am going to attune to the Aetheryte first. We'll just run up there and do that. We got the Chocobo Keep on the way back. Okay, so now we can teleport here if we need to. And here's the Chocobo Keep. Nope, we don't need a Chocobo Porter right now, but thank you. So now we can go outside and talk to Kalaya. Let us be about our task. Inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Okay, if, yep, violence is offered, kill them, basically. But we do a lot of that as well, we're not the Warrior of Light yet, we're just an adventurer. But we do a lot of killing as the Warrior of Light, let me just say. So let's be on our way. Go down here and talk to this steersman, and he will probably summon some mobs to kill us. Or, well, he's not actually summoning them, but they'll show up. I knew there'd be trouble. Yep, there's the steersman. We're just gonna start on attacking them. Cast Ruby, or cast Ruin, while my Aether charge is up. As you can see, I have 6 seconds left on it. Oh, I just got an achievement to crush your enemies one, so that's for killing a number of enemies. Okay, so now I'm going to attack him with the Ruby. And that's probably going to kill him. Yep, it did. So I didn't even have to cast. And this says to speak with the steersman again, and it's just because this guy hasn't disappeared yet that his little icon hasn't come back up. There it is. I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. Yes, indeed I can. Alright, so now we're going to go and we're going to do the battle. And that reminds me, I should set myself to busy. Oops, I didn't mean to open that up. So I type / and that takes me into the chat, and then I type busy. And that puts the little busy icon on me, so people can't send me tells and randomly bother me. So this destination has that nice yellowy glow around it, so you know what that means. Instanced battle. So here we go. Alright, so this one would sink me down to level 19. I'm actually not level 19. I'm only level 18. So I'm going to be below the synced down level, but not the recommended level. The recommended level is 15. So I am just fine for this. Alright, deftly handled. She clapped for us. We'll be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. So let's go and board the merchant vessel. Off we go. Alright, so she's asking Aristhada, which is this marauder chick right here, to take the rudder. And we are going to head out. So here's the ship we're about to inspect. Here we are. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. In other words, we're gonna go on board and we're gonna get swarmed. Okay, so we just want to gain access to the hold. So the aim of the opponents is to buy time so that whatever goods may be tossed into the ocean. So basically our aim is not to give them enough time to do that. We bull our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is fraught with risk, but your presence makes it possible. Thank you. Now let's begin. And here we are. Alright, surrender your goods for assessment. Timing couldn't be worse. The door is all rusted up. Yeah, sure. I will see the cargo now! And here come the baddie boys. The law, is it? Time their guests add themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. I'm going to go forward and crush you. That's right. Okay, so there's a lot of dudes. Just do what she said we should do and pick one. Start attacking him. And just use all your skills. They will die. You notice that there's a few of them attacking Kalaya. We don't want our NPCs to die. So keep an eye on your NPCs and make sure that you are killing them quickly so that the NPCs don't die. As you can see, the healer's lost a little bit of hit points, so he's just running clear of these guys. And now here comes the Marauder, and she's got one. We can help her kill that one. Coordinated effort. Okay, and now there's another guy attacking the healer, so let's get him. He healed himself. Jerk. Okay, and then there's somebody attacking Kalaya. Let's just keep an eye on that Marauder over there. She seems to be doing okay, and I think our healer will heal her. We just gotta keep our healer alive. So there's another guy down there. Yep, and here comes some more guys. So let's go ahead and attack these ones that are attacking the healer. We'll just attack them one at a time, as we were told. But the Marauder seems to have most of them. So the healer is healing her. That guy's on me now, so I'm going to try and not stand with the healer so that when he attacks me, the healer doesn't get hit. See those giant cleaves that he's making? We just don't want the healer to be hit by those. So we're standing kind of off to the side here. Okay, and everybody else seems to be fine, so we just keep attacking. That guy will die. He will die. And now we kill this guy because he's almost dead. And then we can attack this guy. And he's dead. And our duty is complete. Now we just watch our cutscene. Alright, now we can finally gain access to the cargo. What have we here then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose where it ain't invited. Oh, he stepped on her book! No, it can't be. recognize me pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled. Foreseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. She's completely lost her cool. What are your orders? Certainly had enough of these bloody books. Clear you ain't learning anything from them. Tossed her book overboard. And she's scared. Kind of time you got a different kind of lesson. Well, I think not. Ah! Oh, she passed it. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Kit, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the Foreseer. Aye, that's right. You sink on back to your mistress, you worthless curs. Gah ha 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 ha. What a jerk. We could have totally taken him. Come on. Alright, but here we are back here. And, alright, we'll take care of Klaya. You'd best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thurbygarm. Okay, so then we have to go back to the Arcanist Guild and turn that one in. But because we can't pick up the next quest yet, we might as well go continue questing in this area. So we have, reigniting the torch. And that's just right over here. So we might as well just run right over there and do that quest. And then eventually this quest line will send us back to Limsa again. And then we can turn in all the quests at once. It's pretty good idea, huh? You save a little bit of time that way. Alright, let's be off. Guys, I got my first bot in the chat. This is a milestone. Oh look, I have to kill lightning sprites. Might as well do that. Get a little extra experience points. Okay, let's continue on. I still have to kill 2 more, but I don't see any others, so... And here's this fate that's hanging around. Okay. I think this guy just aggroes by sight, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go around him. Behind him. Yeah. These guys also aggro by sight, so unfortunately this guy is going to attack us, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to kill him. Yeah. That's okay. We can kill you if that's what you wish. I do not. And he's dead. So let's talk to her and see. Me light's grown dim, has it? Well, of course it bloody has. The bomb what fuels me furnace is up and buggered off, you see? If I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble on the water. Alright. I know you're just the messenger, but I can tell an adventurer when I see one. Please go chase down that bomb. Alright. Bring back a claw that you ripped from its smoldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and set her down in the middle of the flock, somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. Get a nice fire going, and that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch, don't you share it? Watch you don't singe your eyebrows, lass. Okay. So we're going to set up a trap for the bomb, and then we're going to kill the bomb, and bring back a piece of its corpse. A little bit morbid. Alright, off we go. Okay. So here's our destination. Let's just set up the iron brazier. And then we talk to the iron brazier, and you look how you see how it's got the purple glow. It means we're going to be fighting an enemy. Which is fine. Alright, torchlight. Let's kill it. It is dead. And now we head back to the person who sent us out here with that bomb claw that they asked for. Oh my goodness. All the new adventurer stuff. When are we ever going to get to do something exciting? Well, it takes a while for us to become a stronger adventurer, so just be patient. Alright. Here's the claw. Just hand it over. Okay, so that'll get run the furnace going, but apparently the furnace is all bent and broken. Have a chat with the yellow jacket and have them pass the word back to someone in Limsa. Okay, so now we're just gonna go back to Swift Perch, which I attuned to and set to my free teleport, fortunately for me. And we'll talk to this yellow jacket. Ah, the furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports. Those repairs must be effected without delay. Take yourself straight away to the Armorers Guild and explain the situation to Forge Master. Okay, so we gotta go back to Limsa. So now both of these quests go back to Limsa, so we might as well return to Limsa. Okay, so first off, let's go to the Armorer Guild. So that is up by the Aft Castle, because the Armorer Guild is right down here, and there's no Aetheryte near the Armorer Guild. So we're just gonna go to the Aft Castle and run there. And we just have to talk to the Forge Master. Hello, Hinanza. The furnace in the Brewer's Beacon needs repairs. I just sent someone out to tinker it with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb had trapped was attached to volatile? I'll have the artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. That's the same headpiece we already got, so I'm actually going to pick up the bronze pieces. And now we're level 19, so we're going to pick up the next story quest. It wants us to assist with the workload of the Morabi Dry Docks. What say you to taking on some work? We have a great hulking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. So we want to run this missive over to Atburn, the head shipwright. Alright. The actual construction is taking place at the docks. So that's where we're going. Alright, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. So we're going to Lower Lenosha. This will show you it's down here, and this is where we come out of Limsa, so we have to run all the way down here. And then we can turn that quest in. But before we do that, let's go turn in our quest at the Arcanist Guild. Going to the Arcanist Guild, and there. Here we are. And we talk to her, and she's a cutscene. Let's Good to see you well. Gaisfrin sent word ahead of your travails. Unfortunate turn of events. Have you heard of the pilot Dosmega? He was exiled from Limslominsa some years ago, but appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. Once more he dares to lay a hand on Forsy or Kalaya. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dosmega was aboard the ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may take some time to recover. For Kalaya, this man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to save the hurt to her mind. You are concerned? Angry? Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Okay, so we can take another piece. There's no headpiece this time, and of course all this stuff is not as good as what we have, so we're just going to take the Allegan pieces, and eventually we'll go sell them and have a little bit of extra gil. However, the hard leather grimoire is definitely better than what we have. So we're going to put that hard leather grimoire on right now. Alright, we're fully kitted out for a level 15. So now let's go and continue the main story quest, which is, at this current time, level 11. That's okay. So we're going to go out to Lower Lenosha. And we are going to run all the way down to the Morabi Dry Docks. So if you look at the map, we have to go down here, and into the Morabi Dry Docks. We're probably going to run into some stuff that we can kill for our hunt log as well, so that would be really handy. I can actually look at the hunting log from my... So let's take a look at this. Looks like we've killed a whole bunch of things. We haven't killed nesting buzzards, but that's because we haven't spent much time in Lower Lenosha. We also have to kill cave bats and galagos. I'm not going to concern myself too much with the hunting log right now, because I feel like we're getting experience pretty fast. We're 4 levels ahead of the main story quest. And so I'm not going to go looking for those hunt mobs. Now there is a hunt log that we are going to try and fulfill, but that one is the Grand Company hunt log, and that's because we are going to need to complete it in order to rank up with the Grand Company. So we definitely want to make sure that we complete those logs. And it'll also get us company seals, which we need to rank up in the first place. But that's later. So don't worry about that too much for right now. We're just going to continue with our main story quest. Our objective is to finish this part of the main story quest and get to the point where we're traveling to other cities. It shouldn't take us too much longer. We're getting pretty close to the end, I think. We just got a bunch of errands to run along here, and then we will have some things to do in the city. Oh! Well, since they're here, let's kill them. For the hunt log. Okay, that finishes that part of the hunt log. I'm almost level 20. Goodness. Quite a bit ahead of the main story quest, which is only level 11. We're actually 8 levels ahead of it. Oh, Chocobo Keep. Let's talk to him so that we have access to this if we want to use the Chocobo Porter Leader. And we'll go ahead and find the Aetheryte first, which is just down here. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump off. Save me a little bit of time from running around. And attune to the Aetheryte. Now I'm gonna set it to my free destination because I know I'm gonna be doing a bunch of stuff around here, and returning to the Aetheryte without having to run is actually going to be a godsend. So this place is a little bit confusing, but it's fine. We just go over here, and then there's our quest guy. Alright, we got a missive for him. Blast and botheration. Another delay? This is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Kit, is it? Well, Kit, this proud maiden you seeing take shape before you is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It is the symbol of Limslominsa's rebirth from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. So we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the Thalassocry. Yet even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end of odd jobs for a hard-working adventurer. But be fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. It's okay, we're not a layabout or a troublemaker. And as usual, we don't need these pieces, so we're just going to take the bronze pieces. And now we are level 20. So next time we're in the city, we're going to pick up the next class quest. Alright. Abiram is looking for a member of his crew and the items he was supposed to deliver. So he's saying, where in the 7 hells is that man? Alright, he recently left Candlekeep Key to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limslominsa, and he has yet to return. So what we're going to do is we have to go up to him and doubt him. This is, you see the text in orange? We have to use the emote /doubt, because this guy doubts that he is telling the whole truth. Cannot leave my post. Please travel to Candlekeep Key in my stead. It's a bit of a mouthful. Anyways, let's be off. So we have to go down and talk to that fellow at Candlekeep Key. Let's head towards the gate of this lovely little city. By the way, I'm using the mouse to, if you right click and hold, and then you just move the mouse about, it changes your camera angle. That's because I'm in legacy mode. That's again under character configuration controls. And I just changed it from standard type to legacy type. Legacy type is way better, in my opinion. Way better. But everybody should go with their own preference. So here we're going to go underneath, and this is going to take us to Candlekeep Key. These mobs don't aggro. As you can see, they have the little green face. They don't have the little angry red face. So they're not mobs that will go aggressive on us. Alright, so remember, we don't just talk to this guy, we have to target him with a left click and then /doubt. I wag my finger at you, sir. Turtleback Island, he cannot do that, can he? I swear on my poor Nana's grave, Navigator rest her soul, I know naught of this Furlsmid, nor his precious supplies. We here at the Key have enough trouble these past few suns, what with the sinking of the Leminson cargo ship at off the Salt Strand. Oh, so that might be the ship we're looking for. That it might have been carrying the cargo we needed. So let's take the elegant bronze pieces again here, and take this guy's next quest. The way I see it, if you have time to be standing around here questioning my character, you most certainly have the time to get that arse of yours down to the Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Alright, so we might even run across this fellow everyone seems eager to find. Here's hoping the Navigator hasn't found him first. Let's go look for him. So we're going this way. You can see the fellow is right about there. There he is. This is him. Yeah, you say the foreman's wandering on me whereabouts? I thought he might be, but you must know I cannot show me face at the dry docks till I've righted the terrible wrong I caused. 2 nights past, I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Quay, just as the foreman asked. The seas were rough, and the captain on the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliff, so I paid a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yelms, and it wasn't long before the waves had a hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Lominson galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn across the salt strands. I's made every effort to salvage it, but the sands are crawling with Quirkin, and I ain't a one with a sword. Now you see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. Oh, dude, that wasn't your fault. That shit happens. But as you can see, these Kirkins will aggro us, because they are red. So I'm gonna go over here and pick up this brass helm wheel. And oh look, it spawned a Kirkin. Just gonna kind of stand over here and attack him. Just kind of scooch by here. Because I'm a lot higher level than these Kirkins, that's why they're not aggroing from very far away. Alright. Attack this guy. Make a funny noise when they die. Go over here and get this folded sailcloth. Alright, and my slide casting. Look, I got your stuff. I'm gonna go back to that guy and deliver his goods. So we'll just kind of steer a little bit clear of those guys so they don't aggro us. But we're much too high level for them. We're about 7 levels higher than them, so we'd have to be pretty close for them to aggro. Alright. Waiting for the chance to salvage the cargo. Well, here it is. We got it for you. The missing parts. I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay so that I might pay my respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Oh, that's depressing. Tell him that I'll be back at the dry docks by daybreak. Many thanks, adventurer. Alright. Now we gotta report back to Albithrum. So we're just gonna teleport to the Marabi dry docks. Because I set it to free, so we can just do that. And we want to go this way to talk to him. I'm relieved to hear that both Frillismid and the supplies are unharmed, although it was foolish of him to believe I would blame him for that which was obviously out of his hands. Yeah, see, like I said. Anyway. There was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent to the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe the trouble the ships encountered was of a less natural sort. Oh, the Sahagin again. Alright, next quest. So now we've got to look at the dry dock security. You've repeatedly proven yourself an asset. I still do not like you. Oh, why do you not like me? What have I done to you? That does not mean I do not trust you. Okay, fair enough. Gimthota, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requests assistance investigating some unsavory individuals. I recommended you. Alright, so we're off to talk to Grimthota. She is over this way. Gimthota. Ah yes, I had a feeling you'd be the one at Bermsent. Since you first arrived at the Marabi Docks, I've had my men watch you. Well, there's no need to get angry. I made a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. You'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. The foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. The man doesn't even trust his own mother. Well, it was pretty easy to get him to trust us. We just did a couple things for him, and I guess he's good. Alright, anyways, so the pirates that we believe are conspiring to raid the dry docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as the lost adventurer, see if you cannot somehow learn their intentions. Alright. So first we gotta talk to the gate guard, who's right up here. Snago. Kit, haha, I knew it! No more sardines for Snago. Tonight I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. I had a little wager going on with some of the other guards on who would be recommended for the next job. My money was on you. Ah yes, the job. Alright, follow the road past the gates to the southeast. You'll eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone half buried in the cliff. Apparently it's a holy place dedicated to Numea, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped up there were aware of that, though. Alright. Off we go to talk to the pirates. Oh, pirates. Can just walk down this way, and there's some pirates. Let's talk to them. Giving you to the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your venturing arse back to whatever rock it is you crawl out from under. Well, that's not very nice. I added up to my years with your type roaming the ills like they was yours to roam. It's getting to be that a man can't enjoy a mug of rum without some shite-breathed outlander running up asking which way it is the local live, mate. 7 ells if I'm no, I'm a bloody pirate, goddammit. All's balls. Oh my god. Once we have my boy back, I'm putting this godforsaken pisshole of an island so far behind me ain't no one will remember I was ever here. Come on, Scrags, we've knives to sharpen. Okay. Well, that went about as well as you can expect. So let's look at the map. Oh, we're going back to Marabi Docks. Guess I'll just teleport. I said this last stream, but you can get a free teleport simply by enabling two-factor authentication on your account. So as long as you have either the software token that they provide or a physical token and you set it up so that you need the token in order to log in, you will get a free teleport. Let's talk to Grimthota. So the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. But what is this talk of getting me boy back? Could it be their target was never the Victory? Something is not right, and I won't sit by idly waiting for these pirates to make the first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Kit. Alright, so I could get a book, but I already have a better book than that, so I'm going to get these elegant bronze pieces. And now I'm level 21. Definitely out-leveling this main story by quite a bit. Alright, So it's level 14 now. A captain of the watch at the Morabi Dry Docks wishes your aid in dealing with potential intruders. I am concerned, kid. It appears the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry docks, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. The ship is the symbol of everything Limslomansa strives to become. I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. Good for you. Alright, so we're going to try and apprehend them before they put their plans into motion. Guards submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. Matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question either Erstwurst at the front gate or Sinago at the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Okay, let's go talk to this guard right here, which is Sinago. So we're going to talk to her again, and she's going to tell us what's what. Alright, Sinago. Hail, adventurer! Alright. Speaking of reports, I saw one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliff near the Empty Heart. Okay. And that, when we look on the map, is up top, over there. So we can go up this way. Let's run. And turn around, come up here, watch out for the wild jackals. Oh, try to scoot around behind this guy. And haha! Shifty-eyed sailor. You're too late. What's to happen is already happening. He runs away. Okay. Let's go ahead and teleport back into Morabi Dry Docks instead of running back because it's free. And look at this, we're getting an instance battle. Let's go. So you found one of the pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventurer to ask for aid. What could those knaves be planning? What's to happen is already happening? Captain, ugh, trouble at the shipport. Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates! Out of nowhere! Stuck good! Gods below, we are not prepared for this. Pirate soldier, how many do they number? Not sure, more than I could quickly count. Seem to be carrying explosives. Oh, explosives! There's no time to lose. Okay, Kit, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage those intruders. I will see to this man's wounds and then follow after. Okay. Make haste now. And I just nod my head, because that's what I do. Alright, so we have to make our way to the ship. It looks like it's closed off over there, so we gotta make our way around the other way. Let's do it. You'll quickly learn that, like, it'll teach you... Ah, see, these guys are here. So you'll be able to find out which way to go fairly straightforwardly. And we'll just kill these guys. These guys are trash. Run down here. Oh, more silent lackeys. Alright, then we make our way up to this ship. And cutscene. Never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Da, what are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut your trap, boy. This'll be over soon. All that's left is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? Aye, and that's what makes it all the sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous, backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright. And building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. Oh, so he's mad at his son for helping the... You're the one with no bloody sense, Dad. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era is over. And here we are. I wondered why Atburn never spoke of his father. I never would have thought. This ship's a symbol, all right, is everything that went wrong with the world, and I mean to shatter it into 100,000 pieces. Oh. Kim Thoda, Kit, beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug and make sure no harm comes to the Victory. Alright, now we just target this fellow. Oh, there's a silent lackey. There's a few silent lackeys. Let's take care of them. Oh, one of them is a conjurer, so we're gonna take care of that one first, because healers, no thank you. Always kill the healers first. Let's take care of these other lackeys. Looks like there's more enemies coming in. She says, this will be great. Mamulja mercenaries. I'll take the Mamulja. You focus on Atzafrin. Alright. I shall. And he's down. So let's take out these Mamulja mercenaries. Okay, and we're done. Must be getting old, letting some green venture get the best of me. Oh, come on. I'm just awesome. Duh. And that's it. That's one big bloody ship. Big and nasty looking. You made that, did you? It's a little bit sad. My thanks, Kit. I shudder to think what may have become of the Victory without your intervention. Pirates have made a right mess of things. I'd best get to sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down. Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to Gimthoda. Alright, let's go to Gimthoda and convey his thanks and apologies. How fare you, Kit? I cannot begin to thank you. Of course. Defended more than a single ship. You saved the budding hope of Limsalaminsa. Seems our security regime will require much in the way of improvement. Atburn apologizes? Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible, but this incident must have been the hardest on him. But in time, I believe he will come to a singular conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. By the way, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Raynor's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have the time to spare, I would ask of you another favor. Okay, first we're gonna finish that quest. Now we'll see what her favor is. Kit, in light of your role in recent events, there are few others to whom I would entrust this task. Since we last spoke, a curious missive has been discovered amongst the personal effects of At-Zafn, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the victory. This missive was penned in the most unusual script, a script we believe to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which proven enemy of Limslominsa deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make sense of the message. In cases such as this, I am told the Yellow Jackets are wont to turn to Badaran and his convenient connections. Thus, I would have you deliver this missive to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, into his hand and no other. Do you understand? Understand completely. We're going back to Limslominsa. Let's return. Okay, before we go to talk to Badaran, I'm going to go pick up the next Arcanist quest. So we're going to go to the Arcanist Guild, and I'm going to grab it. Acting Guildmaster Thurberigim appears unusually distressed. Greetings, Kit. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am willing to lend an ear. Oh, yeah, that's nice. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Clya does not. The Foreseer has been missing since this morning. So she disappeared without a word. We've always been able to find her, but that is not the case this day. Were the Guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. But of course he's not. Anyways, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Clya's wanderings to take a path through the markets. Alright, off to Hawker's Alley we go. Talk to this fellow, Odozan. You seek a Mikote agent of the Maelden's Gate? Well, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was apprehended by Yellow Jackets. Oh, she was drilling him for details about a Kirkin smuggling ring base in Elport, but the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, I suggest you speak with Grenade of the Coral Tower. So we go to the Marauders Guild next, which is the Coral Tower. Alright. Up to the Marauders Guild. And talk to Grenade. Foreseer Clya? Yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dosmega. I see no real reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. The Foreseer was once held captive by this rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmega. It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limslominsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. And now he has returned. We hoped to borrow the knowledge of Foreseer Clya, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. But that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. Should you wish to seek with Foreseer Clya, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Back to the Arcanist Guild. second here. Let's go ahead into the Arcanist Guild. And talk to Thubigan. Back already? She has not returned here. Dosmega's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among those prisoners was a young Mikote, destined for some black market auction block. Though Kalaya was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful days with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the selfsame tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did I not mention that Kalaya's grimoire was thrown into the Did you not mention that Kalaya's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a Quirkan merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now, he gloats over his self-encrusted catch in Aleport. It is entirely possible that Forestier's most prized possession was caught up in the Quirkan salvage net. I've no doubt now that Kalaya has reached the same conclusion. Off to Aleport. All right. So we'll go to Aleport, but first we're going to go talk to Badaran, because he's probably going to send us out somewhere outside of Aleport. So that's going to be the Aft Castle. Let's head over to talk to him. Hoy there, Kit. I've been hearing about your deeds at the dry docks. Atbaram lent out the entire tale for me. Poor Sod was still reeling at his old man's part in the business, but at least he kept the victory from being sunk. And for that I owe you me thanks. You really made a name for yourself here in Limsa, lass. Folk know that when they meet something they need something doing. Oh, you need something doing? What might that be? Hand him this missive. You want someone to read a message written funny letters for you? Well, let's see it then. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Ugly old sod by the name of Badaran. You know, you're like one of me regulars now, Kit. You've never let me down, and Navigator helped me. I reckon I can trust you. Gim thought I was right to want this message deciphered. We've got some trouble brewing here. No mistake. Get ready for action and I'll explain. We finished that quest. And now we're level 22. Now we can summon Emerald Carbuncle. Good to have you aboard, lass. Now then, where to start? Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me leveling as a sellsword. In that business, if you wanted to know what the enemy was up to, you had to learn to read the others' orders you prized from the cold dead hands of his mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Alright, truth be told, the script was too bloody familiar. Them Sahagan letters. Oh. Gets worse though. The plan to blow up the victory is all in here, right down to the fine details. Looks like they mean to raise 8 kinds of ale in western Lenosha, and then it the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. The point being, the attack on the victory weren't the act of a few rebellious pirates, which was the key part of some canny bastard's grand plan. But if I'm reading this aright, the attack itself came much too early. I'll wager they panicked when they saw you was onto them, rushed to do the job, and buggered it up. They're with the Serpent Reavers, right? But none of their crew was there, was they? Did they have something better to do, or what? Seven L's, I got it backwards. That mess at the Victory, that was meant to be the bloody distraction. The Shushback ain't interested in the Maelstrom's baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending their pirate lackeys after a civilian target. That bit about raising L in Western Lenosha, that's where it'll be. Someone tells me Swift Perch is about to get it, and it hard. Alright. Here's a rough translation of the message. Take it to Commander Rayner at Coral Tower and tell him he's in for a busy day. Oh, and give him that, eh? You can be damn sure he'll need one. Give him a hand. Eh? Yep. Alright, we can give him a hand. Let's just run on up here. Off to the Coral Tower. Could have used the Ethernet, but either way. Get the full use out of my sprint. Here I am at the Coral Tower, and there's Rayner up top there. How's it going, Rayner? Yes, I am Rayner. Ah, you must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everyone's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the Victory. Okay, urgent message from Badaran. Here we go. An assault on Swift Perch, but we've seen nothing to suggest the Serpent Reavers are massing for an attack. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Badaran is rarely wrong about such matters. I shall marshal the Yellow Jacket for battle immediately. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Badaran's assessment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swift Perch is but one of her several possible targets for the main thrust. Commodore, sir! Report. It's the Sahagin, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault on South Tidegate and threatened to overwhelm our defenses within the city. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the Navigator, it seems my decision has been made for me. Muster the troops and give the order to march. Aye, the Serpent Reavers are in league with the Sahagin, which means there is every chance this assault on Tidegate may prove to be yet another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it, and that leaves Swift Perch vulnerable to those pirate traitors. At times such as these, I wish the Warrior of Light yet walked among us. Oh, don't worry, because I will soon be the Warrior of Light, and then I will walk among you. Anyways, you must serve in their absence. Make for Swift Perch with all haste, and lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defense. So we gotta go to Swift Perch. However, before that, we'll go to Aleport and talk to Kalaya. Sorry. So first, we will go to the Fisherman's Guild and take the boat to Aleport, because it's cheaper than teleporting there. So Kalaya's are all the way over there, so we just gotta run over to her, talk to her, and then I will teleport to Swift Perch, because it should be fairly cheap now that I'm in the area. Alright, Kalaya. What are you doing here? Yes, yes. Combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. Okay. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. There's good news. The prisoner here was kind enough to confirm the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's jettison's cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. Alright. I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlecape Cay. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Kit. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mistress Thurbergun has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at the Ocean's Embrace. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable Kirkin. Okay, so that's going to be in Lower Lenosha. So after we return to Limsa, we'll go there. Now we have some main story quest stuff to do. And actually, I said I was going to teleport to Swift Perch, so let's do that. It's 100 gil. I have 4775, so I think we can spare 100. Or we could use an Aetheryte ticket to teleport free, but we only have 50 of those, and we're going to get more expensive teleports later on, so I think I'm going to save them. Right, here we are in Swift Perch, and look at that, we got another instance battle ahead of us. Are we ready? Commander Raynor sent word we'd be getting reinforcements, but I didn't expect him to send you. You certainly look like you've seen your share of action, though. You bear little resemblance to the fresh-eyed whelp I met fresh off the ferry. Ah yes, we've got experience now. This place, Swift Perch, it was rebuilt by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the calamity threw their way. And we're not about to let some fish-fancying scum claim the honor of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give those pirate bastards one bloody ilm, you hear me? Alright, let's proceed. Here they come! It's this fellow again. You know, I thought them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. That useless Scrag ain't followed the plan, is it? Now what, pull back and wait for our Sahagan brothers? Piss on that, we ain't turning back empty-handed. Remember, no killing the small folk, or it'll be your blood what stains Lord Leviathan's altars. Oh, they plan to sacrifice them, huh? The yellow bellies you can butcher at will. Them dirt-eating slugs will be crushed under the full might of the Serpent Reavers. Seems Swift Perch was the main target after all, eh? Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squad 3, you're our rear guard. Alright. Rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore word of our victory, or no word at all. For Limsa. Run into the fray. I'll gut you all yellow bellies and dance on your gizzards. I'll bet not. I bet you're gonna die. You and your ugly sublugar along with you. Okay. So now just pick a target and start attacking. Same thing as always. We just want to kill these guys as quickly as possible. So look for any healers. I don't see any right now, so we're just going to kill these guys. Oh, not that guy. That's the main guy. We want to kill off some of the little guys, just to ease things up on the yellow jackets. Here comes some more guys. Oh, that guy heal them. Okay, we're gonna attack the healer first. Screw you, healer. All right. Let's move up. Oh, salt mage. Okay, let's attack the salt mage. He's probably gonna be doing lots of damage. All right. Oh, that guy's almost dead. Let's go save him if we can. Looks like not. That's okay. Just one guy. Now we attack this guy. Oh! And now there's a void scent. We're gonna take this void scent away from the others. The void scent come from a place called the Void. So basically they were summoned from the Void. And so somebody had to have performed that summoning. Now who was it? Okay. That's the end of it. We fought. The Reavers are beaten and scattered. Well fought, sorry. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. There may be more of them lurking about, so don't let your guard down. Alright, I shall not. Off you guys go. Oh, it's the black-robed guy again. What's this fellow up to? The source of her strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. Uh-oh. What's he doing? Ooh, the skies. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall's command, that I may smite mine enemies. So he's summoning another void scent. Void, or abyss as he calls it. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. Oh. Too bad? You're just gonna have to suffer me. Okay, so we attack this guy. Like I said, with the Topaz Carbuncle moves, we can do some weaving. Not so much with the Ruby Carbuncle moves, because we have to sit and cast those. Now we can Aether charge it up. Oh, Y'shtola is here! Hello, Y'shtola! Fearsome opponent against whom you shall not stand alone. Thanks, Y'shtola! I mean, I had it, but thank you! Alright. You can go ahead and cast fire all you want, Mr. Masked Mage. No mortal should possess such strength. This mortal does. You're dead. Duty complete. That the wisdom of the paragons should be brought low by mere mortals. Paragons, did he say? Then it is as I feared. They are known as the Bringers of Chaos, or Asians, to give them their proper name. It would seem our suspicions were correct. It is they who have been manipulating the beast tribes. Pardon? You would know if we Charlians have encountered Asians before? I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know from whence I hail? Wait, I do begin to see. You have been blessed with a special gift. You alright, lass? If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I would have left a squad or six to keep you company. Squad or six? I was fine by myself, come on now. At least we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those reavers were the ones springing folks away in the dead of night, and this bastard was pulling all the strings. A trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence, but I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet we prevailed, and thanks to your heroic actions, I have learned much. Aye, heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. And your assistance is much appreciated too, Lady Y'shtola. Please give our regards to the Scions. The Scions. I am glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing state of abductions. The thread of your fate forms part of a most intriguing tapestry. Mayhap we will be afforded the chance to speak more in the near future. For now, however, we must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray send my greetings to Commodore Raynor. Alright, we'll see you later, Y'shtola. Dark crystal. Alright, so now we have to go back to Limsa. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the Ostron's Embrace for the class quest later. And we're just about out of time, so I'm just gonna go back to Limsa. Right, and off to the Marauders Guild, or the Coral Tower. Zwan, eagerly have awaited your return. Word of your exploits is already spreading through the ranks. My troop and I owe you a great debt of gratitude. You have shown yourself to be possessed of a sure arm, a strong spirit, and sound judgment. I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorzea's greatest adventurers. It is but a matter of time. Aha, you flatter me, but yeah, it's true. Clearly, Bataran's eye remains for potential remains as sharp as ever. Might you favor me with your own account of the day's events? Such victories bear retelling. Y'shtola has been working with us for quite some time, you see. And she was only too willing to assist the Yellow Jackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Limsa yet again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the victory, and the small matter of your deeds at Swiftperch, you too have proven yourself a valued friend of the Thalocracy. Admiral! Oh. Oh, this is Admiral Merlvib. May I present to you Admiral Blofisvin.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melvib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day. A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all?
Why, thank you.
Since you first set foot in our city, My good friend Baderon and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the woman who foiled the Sahagin.
Oh! A seat at the feast.
Oh, and don't be late. Your
What do you
fellow
think?
guests will be
Oh, yeah.
eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
And I get a Luminson ring. Let's see if it's any better than what I have. It is not. However, it's a keepsake, so that's okay. Let's talk to this fellow. Commodore Rayner wishes to speak with you regarding the forthcoming banquet. I am not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is a highly coveted honor, why even the officers under her direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you have earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service to the Thalaccracy have been both difficult and dangerous. This is a reward for all of your efforts, a nod to your many achievements, both large and small. Alright, has the enormity of this moment yet to sink in? Perchance you will realize its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Limsa. Alright, now you will require attire suitable for the occasion. Apparently my attire is not good enough. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Baderan can arrange. Okay, so I have to go talk to Baderan, and he's gonna arrange me something to wear to the banquet. I have a lengthy cutscene in front of me, so what I might do is I might call it pretty close to here. I'll get my shoes and I'll be ready for the banquet, and then I'll call it, and we'll pick this up tomorrow at 3 p.m. So first of all, let's go talk to Baderan. Well, well, if it ain't Merlthib's guest of honor. Hobnobbing with the high and mighty now, is it? I tell you, lass, I damn near snorted ale out of me nose when I heard the news. You've come a long bloody way, you have, and that's the truth. Well, one thing's for sure, you'll not want for decent grub. Those banquets are catered by the bleedin' Bismarck, no less. 'Tis a grand chance to fill your belly to bursting with fine and, more importantly, free food. Hahaha. Okay, we can't have you turning up in your shite-caked adventuring gear. I'm not shite-caked. Come on now, Baderan. The hero of the hour needs to have a touch of refinement about ye. If only to stop folks complaining when she stuffs her face with cake. Oh boy. Alright. I'm gonna get something ladylike to wear. I already had a word with her, so all you need to do is pick up the goods, then bring them back here, and I can tell you what's what. Okay. Let's go pick up the goods. You can see that it's in the lower by the Aetherite Plaza. So let's actually take the Aethernet. Down to the Aetherite Plaza. And then this person's right here. Good day, miss. I assume you're the underdressed lady Baderan mentioned? Lady in quotation marks. Thanks. Sniff. I see he was not exaggerating. I've chosen these especially for your debut in polite society. Fear not, I'm certain you will absolutely adore them. Thanks. You're too kind. Alright, let's go back up to the aft castle and see Bataran again. Okay. Been to see Janassim, have you? Let's have that box then. Alright, here you are. A box. Here we go, a nice pair of dress shoes for you. Alas, mightn't have much to her name, but as long as she's got a decent pair of shoes on her feet, there ain't nowhere she can't go. Think of them as a gift from me and all the other folks you've done right by along the way. Aye aye, 'tis a very moving gesture, I know. Just don't go welling up on me, eh? Wouldn't do for Limsa's new hero to turn up at the banquet soaked in her own tears and snot. Any road, that's your gift, your garb sorted. Yes, the rest of my garb doesn't matter, as long as I'm wearing good shoes. I'm sure everything will be fine. Alright. Tell me when you're ready and I'll tell you where you're meant to go. Okay, so let's actually leave it here. I'm going to pick up this next quest when I come online again. So for now, we're just going to call it, and I will pick it up on the next stream. Thank you everybody who joined me today. I'm not sure how many of you there are, but it was really nice of you to come and listen to me ramble on and give my little spiel and make my playthrough. So I appreciate it, and hopefully you guys will join me again tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. PST. So we'll talk to you all later.